So with today's budget, I managed to get 2 more Albaz Strike Structure decks and a Despian Proskinion, but overall we've already opened the Albaz Strike Structure deck, so it wouldn't really be the greatest idea to open another one. So instead, I'm just going to go straight into a deck profile because the deck has had a lot of changes. So we're playing now triple copies of Springan's Kit, double copies of Keeper Draconic Magic, double copies of Aluba, the Jester of Despia, and double copies of Despian Tragedy. All of these cards search Branded Fusion or Tragedy when sent to grave or banished can search Aluba, who can search Branded Fusion, so they all have the theme of being able to access Branded Fusion, which is our key card in the deck, and basically allows us to do most of our plays, which is why we're playing so many. We are also playing triple Albion the Shrouded Dragon. It's a Foolish Burial of a branded spell or trap, and it draws one, so it's an upstart goblin effectively. Double copies of Tri-Brigade Mercuria, and double Fallen of Albaz. You only really need 2 Albaz, and Mercuria is a negate, which can be nice to have in some scenarios, so that's why we are playing 2, but it's not great to draw like 3. But it can also search stuff when banished. We're still playing the TR Immense engine of 1 Chiron, triple Hoffiness, 1 Havness, 1 Merly, and 1 Metanoise, and 1 Suluk. I feel like the TR Immense engine is getting slightly better and better every time we open a product, just because they become a little bit more useful. We are playing hand traps now, a high quantity of them. We're playing triple Ghost Ogre and triple Effect Veiler, because they're the only ones that we have, and it's pretty much worth playing them, because some hand traps are better than no hand traps. Branded Fusion's the key card of the deck, so we are maxing out on 3, but we're also playing triple copies of Branded Lost, because it can search some of the key pieces of your deck, including Mercuria, but it also is similar to Magical Meltdown to protect your fusion plays. There's 1 gold buy, 1 gold Sark. Gold Sark can search Springan's Kit, because you banish Mercuria to search Springan's Kit, and gold buy allows your plays to go off. And then we've got the 1 of Branded Trapped, which is 1 Retribution, 1 Sword, and 1 Expulsion, just because they're probably the best ones that we have, just kind of overall. So that's it for the main deck. For the extra deck now, it has nearly entirely changed. We are playing triple copies of Mirror Jade, triple copies of Bellion, and triple copies of Albion. Both of these 2 make Mirror Jade, so we're maxing out. Also, this is a really good grave effect, so that's our main send off of Mirror Jade when Mirror Jade uses its effect. I'm also playing 2 Titaniclad, 1 Bringand and 1 Springed. These 2 are kind of just one-ofs. They might come up, but this card can get pretty big attack, so it can actually go for game, which is kind of useful in this deck. The 1 of Proskinion, which I got, and just an Abyss Dweller, just in case, in corner cases where we can make it. Proskinion is weird because we can make it with, if a TR element mills a light and a Despia. No, yeah, a light and a Despia, because then we can fuse them all away for Proskinion, which is a fine play. It's not the greatest play. In the side deck, we are playing the tokens, but we're also playing triple Medium of the Ice Barrier, and 1 red reboot for back row decks. I still like Medium. Triple Crackdown and D Barrier for when we're going first, to have extra forms of interruption. Triple Dark Ruler No More, and 2 each of the Kaijus. We're playing triple Dark Ruler No More because it's great going second, and 2 Kaijus, specifically 2, because I could just play 2 Radiant, but the reason I'm playing a Light and a Dark is sometimes in corner cases it could come up where we need to use Brand Diffusion to fuse with one of these in deck, and it might come in handy. So yeah, that's the deck. It's fairly consistent now. I'm pretty happy with it. There are improvements that can be made. So let's just get into the games. I'm just going to jump straight into these games. So I chose this match specifically because I feel like a lot of interaction happened. I feel like it was genuinely a really, really fun match to play out. And I feel like it's fairly fun to watch. So they're playing Punk Vendread, and obviously I'm playing the updated list. Now, I actually managed to make Bruskinion on their first turn due to lucky TR Element mills, which kind of shows their power and why I really, really want to start playing them a lot more. They get Chaos Ruler, they mill a lot of cards, they make Cheng Ying, they attempt to bring back Chaos Ruler. However, we steal Chaos Ruler using Despian Proskinion effect, who can, as a quick effect during the main phase, bring back an extra deck monster in either graveyard. No, not in either, just in the opponent's, I believe. And then it has an effect to burn when it attacks. So they're making their Cheng Ying really, really big. They set up for a ritual summon of Revender Slayer, who has a quick effect to banish a monster on field and quick effect to banish a spell or trap on field, both once per turn, which is very good. So they use Revendered Slayer to banish our card. Revendered's a really cool archetype. The reason that Revendered Slayer has these effects is due to the materials used for its ritual summon, which give it the bonus effects. They use Sprite Elf to bring back Diviner the Herald, which is a pretty strong play. I feel like we have to banish the Cheng Ying here just so we can actually gain attack points. Now, this was a huge misplay. I should have attacked the Revendered Slayer in this case with Chaos Ruler, because that way their entire field would be wiped during the end phase, which would leave us in a really good position. They top deck E-Telly, and they use a Revendered Trap, which destroys their own Chaos Ruler on my field, in order to link summon. They banish a card we control, they bring back Chaos Ruler, they regain some resources, and then attack for pretty big damage. I don't believe it's lethal, though. No, it's not lethal. They set 1 pass. I top deck Keeper, I attempt to activate the effect. It does resolve. I activate Branded Fusion and then Fusion Summon into Albion, who can banish from grave, so it doesn't matter if they banish it. So we make Mirror Jade. We go Aluba to negate the Rendered Slayer because it gains the effects due to the ritual monsters. They pop our monster to gain a token, which allows us to board wipe them in the end phase. We destroy their token. Now, I did not know that the Link monster actually has an effect. Well, a battle-related effect. They banish the ritual spell in order to protect their monsters during the end phase. They attempt to banish our trap. I summon 4 branded tokens by banishing 4 branded spell traps, but that allows them to activate Super Poly to get rid of 2 of my monsters in order to make Garou. I don't know the thing, but the new really big Super Poly target, which can inflict 3,000 burns. So that's game 1. Game 2 starts, and we open a pretty decent hand, and they open also a pretty decent hand. Pot of Prosperity in both of their openers. Now, we don't get anywhere, unfortunately, so we just have to set to pass, but we do have 3 points of interaction potentially here, which is very strong. Crackdown is especially pretty good in this matchup because being able to steal their Revendred Slayer basically gives us a huge power play. I call by the grave their Revendred, so they can't bring it back, so they lose a few resources. They ritual summon Revendred Slayer, attack directly, and I crack down their Revendred Slayer. It's hard to say Revendred a lot of times. So we now have control of it. They negate Shiren with Ash, which you can negate all the TR element effects with Ash Blossom. If you're going in blind, I would not recommend negating any of the main deck monsters with Ash. They scoop here. I'd recommend ashing the Fusion monster, or if they're playing Punk build, the Synchro monster, or just any effect that can mill large amount of monsters or cards. 3 is pretty big still, but
if they're unlucky, it's more likely that they mill something worse there. So it might be worth not ashing that. But then again, what do I know? They go into Halka Firebrax. I do decide to Hoffiness here. So in game one, I ghost. Or was it game two? No, it was game one. I ghost spelled the Hulk. I choose to ghost spell these Sprite Elf so they don't get the protection. The reason I did the Hulk is because I didn't know if they were playing a Scythe deck. Because if they were playing Scythe, they could have done a Scythe line, but they need the Hulk on field in order to be able to do the line. So I decided to ghost spell it to make sure that they couldn't do the line. They make Crystal Wing, who's a bit of a pain here. They bring back a Revendred, and they link someone into the Revendred link. They gain a card in hand. They resummon Hounds. They ritual summon out a Revendred Slayer, gaining both the bonus effects. They banish my monster. And I have a pretty weird hand. I've Ghost Spell, Aluba, and Albaz. I decide to normal Aluba in order to get the Branded Fusion, because if I normal Albaz, they can use Slayer, banish the Albaz, and then I can't fuse. I managed to make a Proskinion and a Mirror Jade. Now, the Crystal Ring's really awkward here, because I actually didn't know the Crystal Wing had a battle effect. Shout out to Reading. I am able to destroy the Revendra, not destroy, but attempt to destroy it, and they protect it. So during the end phase, I can set a branded spell trap, and they decide to banish it, but their entire field is wiped. They do ritual summon a Revendred Slayer back. They ritual summon a Battle Lord and go battle phase beat over Aluba. We top deck Chiron, who's pretty good, but I just do decide to go full on the Valbaz effect. They do have a Forbidden Droplet, but we have a set Branded Fusion, which is really great because it allows us to make Albion. They banish it, but it doesn't matter because we can just make Mirror Jade, and those are the games. So overall, we have won 5 games off of these. We lost 4. We lost 1 game every match except for the last match against Tri-Brigade Crystal Beast, where we just got blown out 2 times, but we did manage to take 1 game at least. That does show that the deck is improving now. We are getting better. I'm getting better at playing it, and I do feel like the more that I play, the better it's becoming, and it was really, really fun, these matchups, and yeah, I'm just generally having a lot of fun playing the deck. It's become quite fun. I don't know if it'll get hit on the ban list. I doubt the branded version will, but the punk variant might, and I do want to maybe transition into the punk variant. It really depends. Magnificent Mavens is coming out, so really, until the ban list comes out, I don't think I'll be taking the deck in any major direction. But that's all, and that's it for this episode. Bye.